Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, March the 13th, 2024. Wednesday, March the 13th. Well, I'm going to start with Drew. Drew is Drew. All of Drew's insecurities about the first time his twin brother came back and took his woman. So he pretty much thought, I'm saving us all some humiliation because I already know how this is going to end. And I'm not going to stand around and watch it. Kick rocks, Drew. Kick rocks. Okay? Who cares about that? And Carly said, but wait a minute, Drew. What? Well, you are ending it over the fact that I didn't call you? No, it's a fact that what's going to happen next and what's going to happen next. Jason pretty much Jason calls you, you're going to go, you're going to be there for him no matter what. And she said, yes, I am. But that still doesn't mean that that what we have doesn't mean something to me. And he goes, but it's not going to mean enough. Right? Jason's going to come first. And then do you know that son of a gun had the nerve to tell Carly that it's going to be too difficult for him to see her around Aurora, right? And so she looked at him and she says, wait a minute, are you firing me? And Drew said, Carly, you didn't even, let's face it, you didn't even want to be there anyway. You only did it for me. So, now you don't have to. And I thought, what a jerk face. See, that's why you don't let your boyfriend be your boss because she has an excellent wrongful termination lawsuit, period. So, anyway, she just looked at him like, oh, Drew. She let him walk right out the door because it's like, you know what? I didn't take this from Sonny where Jason is concerned, or Jax was concerned about Jason, or I didn't take it from Jax with his concerns about Sonny, right? I'm definitely not going to take this from Drew. And he had the nerve. Where has he been all this time? Drew, where were you all the time you were gone? Because, see, your plane went down. Everybody presumed you were dead. Okay? Where were you? Oh, I'm sorry. You were held captive on Cassadine Island. And who saved you? Who? Oh, it was your twin brother that saved you. Okay. Lisa Ulbrich too. That was in Comic Corner. I did Pooh's Comic Corner, but I was gonna say that anyway, right? So Cardi says, we don't know what has happened to Jason, why he's been gone for 2 years. And he goes, he could have been on some island sipping Mai Tais in a hammock. Now, see, that was a slap in the face statement. Because if anybody knows Jason, they know that's what he would not be doing. You couldn't find a time when Jason took a vacation. He don't know how to spell hammock. Are you kidding me? And so Carly looked at him and she said, I hope that's what he was doing. And Drew looked at her because, see, he was trying to be sarcastic. And he goes, what do you mean by that? She says, because The only alternative as to what could have been happening to Jason for 2 years is a lot worse. Drew, you were supposed to be tortured for how many years? Writing Scout's name on the wall while you were held captive. So you, of all people, know something could have been happening. You know this, Drew. Mr. Brainwashed, right? Come on now. I looked at him and I said, "Girl, Carly, you need to shut the door on his butt." As he's leaving, bam, let the door hit you. So, okay, Curtis found the doctor that misdiagnosed Marshall. I fast forwarded all Curtis and Marshall. But anyway, Curtis wants to told Marshall we could go take a day trip tomorrow. He's living in a plush retirement community. And then Selena Wu walks in and tells Curtis utter nonsense that Sonny was the one, Jason Morgan is the one that shot Curtis. When she don't know that, but Jason Morgan was the one that shot Curtis. And we all know Jason works for Sonny. So Jason was shooting on Sonny's orders. Sonny was trying to kill Curtis, according to Selena. Why on earth? See, and this made no sense. Why would Sonny try to have Curtis taken out on top of the Metro Court with other innocent people around? Sonny would never do that. Ever. He would never do that. And Curtis is looking at her. And then she goes, because see, he escaped 3 attempts on his life. And Curtis should have said, and what I understand is you've escaped 1. No, you've escaped 2. Because she was in the warehouse where the sharpshooters were. We don't know if they were just aiming at Sonny. They're taking out mob bosses. One shot could have been for Sonny, next shot could have been for her. Okay? So that would have been 2 attempts that she managed to live through. So she was telling him that, she and Curtis need to stick together and this, that, and the other. And Marshall, you see him. Because first he was all in Miss Wu's behind. Get out. And then he's listening to all this. Like, well, now what she's saying is gospel. Because Curtis said, I'm telling you on no uncertain terms, you are not going to have your card games back in my back room. That's not, I can't even do it, y'all. I'll start coughing. She's like, that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to give you a friendly warning. Curtis knows that if Sonny wanted him taken out, Sonny would. Curtis also knows that he went to Sonny. Remember when Selena was out of line and came to his house? Okay, so he knows it's not true. So when Marshall leaves, Marshall's like, well, that changes everything. We ain't going to go deal with my past. We're going to deal with what's happening now with you. And Curtis says, you aren't buying what Selena told you, right? But he goes, Dad, she's only giving whatever information she wants to give to suit her purpose. Selena's purpose is not telling me anything out the goodness of her heart. That's not how she works. She's telling us her version. And if it's one thing I know, Sonny would not have tried to have me killed. Because Curtis, only thing he didn't tell his father is Sonny would have just had me killed. Right? Come on now. So he goes, Pop, I'm just telling you. No, there's way more to this story than Selena Wu's version of the story. So, Marshall's looking like, I'm going to take matters in my hands. So anyway, I think Curtis ended up telling them, so here's what we're going to do. We got the police looking for Jason. Obviously, Selena and her people looking for Jason. Sonny's looking for Jason. See, no, she didn't say Sonny's looking for Jason. Curtis don't know that. Because if Curtis knew Sonny's version, he would know. He's looking for Jason. has the nerve to actually blame Jason and believe Jason did this, which is really bad writing on Sonny's behalf. I mean, on the writer's behalf regarding Sonny's character. Even though when Sonny went to go visit Anna, they had a good long talk, which John Cates was so jealous of that she was in there cohorting with Sonny Corinthos, and he even tried to put some seeds of doubt in Chase's head about Anna. And Chase is like, nah. He goes, don't you find it unnerving, or whatever word he used, that your boss is colluding with a known mob boss, you know, and your partner was shot in the hole. Mind you, that mob boss is Dante's father that he's talking to. See, and so Chase says, I have the utmost faith in my boss. And then Cates tried to say something else, and then Chase closed his file, put it on the desk, and he goes, I have nothing to say to you. And no, I don't find it odd that my boss would take a meeting. No, I don't. And he walked away. He goes, I have a case to look up some stuff or review. And he turned and he walked away from Cates. And Cates is just standing there jealous, standing there jealous. He does have the nerve to go into the room and interrupt Anna and Sonny. Even though Chase told him, well, you need to wait. And her deputy said, she's in a meeting. You're going to have to wait till she's done. And when he burst in, he goes, oh, I'm sorry to interrupt. And Anna's looking, she goes, yes, I'm in a meeting. And Sonny goes, no, we're done. It's okay. We're finished. Because Anna was not going to stop talking to Sonny for John. Right? So anyway, there was some nonsense at the gym. We've got Jordan runs into Drew at the gym. I hope they ain't putting them two together, because that was random. It truly is random. For one thing that's really random is, don't they have 24-hour fitness in Port Charles? Seriously. Why are these women going to boxing gyms? Really? And I'm not saying women don't, but we're talking about, I'm a deputy mayor. You know, come on. So anyway, they had nonsense talk. I fast forwarded them. And the next good thing, the best thing was, okay, Danny goes to Michael's house and Willow's there, and he says, can I talk to Michael alone? And Willow's like, oh, okay, I gotta take something upstairs or whatever. So he says, I need you to come with me. And Michael's like, wait, what? I need to show you something. He goes, now? He goes, now. It's important. So Michael goes, okay. So he takes him to Jason. And then Jason asks for Michael to walk Danny back to the main house. And Danny's like, but why? I can stay and help. He goes, you have been more involved than you need to be. And I don't want you any more involved in this, Danny. Right? He goes, you brought Michael, thank you. He goes, but Michael, can you walk him back? Make sure he stays there. And he goes, what are you going to do? He goes, Michael and I are going to decide what I'm going to do next. So anyway, Michael does let him, walk him, but he walks him to his house. And he point blank walks through the front door. Jason is in the boathouse. He's shot. He needs your help, to Willow. And Willow's like, okay, I'm just going to go get my medical bag. And when she said that, everybody, I kind of stopped. And I thought, how many nurses do you know? And I don't know. I have friends that are nurses, but correct me if I'm wrong. She's not a nurse practitioner. How many nurses, especially fresh out of nursing school, have a medical bag at home? I can understand a first aid kit, right? Like Danny brought, but she has her medical bag. I would have felt better had she said my accident emergency kit, because nurses don't walk around with medical bags. But anyway, that's here nor there. They needed something that she has sutures and everything else. But in the first aid kit that Danny brought had, I guess, some Tylenol, but that almost looked like a prescription bottle, right? That Jason took a handful of them. I was like, okay, so they got some antibiotics, because I don't care how much Willow cleaned that. Tomorrow when she go to the hospital, she gonna have to steal some antibiotics. She gonna have to do an Elizabeth, because Elizabeth has taken more drugs from that hospital. Epiphany too. They all do. They really all do. So take care of the fugitive. Willow is following suit. So anyway, he finds out they're talking. He goes, I thought I asked you, because he goes, oh no, I took Danny to our house and brought Willow down. Danny's with our kids. And Jason looked at him and said, wait, kids? And Michael's like, yes, um, Wiley and Amelia. And he looked like, wow, I missed that, right? Which he did. He missed the fact that they have kids now. He actually missed the fact that Willow's a nurse. But when she came in with her medical bag, and she was in her jeans and shirt though, but I'm surprised she wasn't in her scrubs, you know. But she sutured him up, and he gave him the bear, because he goes, Michael's like, what happened? And he goes, well, I'll tell you what I can. So he told the what he could version of how Dante got shot, right? But he said, you know, I was, I didn't shoot him, that the other guy did. And then Jason says, well, what happened to the other guy? And Jason's like, well, I had to shoot him. And Willow's kind of looking, and she said, well, so she goes, well, or Michael, one of the two, said, well, when Joss and Dex got there, Dante was on the pier alone. There was nobody else. And Jason looked like, y'all need to read between the lines. But he says, well, and then I stayed with Dante. I, tried to help him as much as I could. Tied the sweatshirt around him, put some pressure, and I could hear the sirens coming. The ambulance was on its way. He left it at that. Michael knew, don't say, okay, but what happened to the other? He knows Jason got rid of the body, probably took it with him, and which is also why he's bleeding so much, because he didn't leave that other body there. Although the blood should have still been there. Come on now. But anyway, that's here and there. So um Michael comes back to the house and tells Danny, he needs to go back up to the main house. And Jason's phone rings, and Danny was looking at Jason's phone, reading all the stuff that the police had, about Jason being the suspect and wanted, blah, blah, blah. And then Michael's phone rang while he was talking to Danny, and Danny takes it out of his pocket and gives it to him. And it was Ned from the main house. See, the elusive Ned is back. And he goes, look, you better go back to the main house. Because you don't want them to send Yuri down looking for you, because Yuri might go to the boathouse. And he goes, okay. And he goes, Jason, will you come by? Michael, will you come by in the morning? He goes, I will come by in the morning to give you an update on your father. And he goes, thank you. And then he's like, Danny, nobody can know about this. And he goes, okay, I know. And Michael lied to Ned, like the back of his hand. He goes, no, Danny and I were playing video games together. And Danny goes, you sure covered fast. He said, I grew up with this. you know? Yep. And it's like, and look, kid, you getting roped into it now too. Which Sam is gonna have a fit, because Sam is blaming Sam is amazing to me. Yes, she loves Dante now, but she also knows Jason. And Carly came to the hospital to see how Dante was. And Sam had the nerve to, when you saw Jason, why didn't you call the cops? And Carly's like, why would I know to call the cops? She goes, well, didn't you talk to him? She goes, there was very little time. What did he say about Dante? She goes, he didn't mention Dante, Sam. And they're like, how would Carly know that Jason was a few? How would she know what had transpired that night with the warehouse and everything else? She was at Scout's party with Sam. Okay, it was her Sam's daughter's party. Carly was helping at Sam, right? So then she goes, next, Carly, next. So she goes, Sam, is there anything I can do for you? Yeah. The next time you see Jason, call the cops. And Carly looked at her like, well, that's one thing I won't be doing. And you shouldn't even formulate your mouth to ask me to do that. Because, see, if you were in your right mind, Miss hiding Jason for years and covering for Jason for years, Sam, you wouldn't even say that to me. Period. So she just looks at Sam and Sam turns, she's gonna go back in the room with Dante. I'm like, girl, get back in that room with Dante. Shut up. You know? Because now they're already setting the stage that the doctors, he's still in critical condition, but he's stable. But the doctors don't know when, if and when he's gonna wake up. See, we're setting that stage for Dante to be in a coma, which I'm cool with. Let's leave him in a coma. I don't really want them to kill his character. I just don't. So I mean, Dante's been gone way too many times before. This is just another time the character of Dante's gone, and then when they want to bring him back, recast him. My whole thing is, why even have him go through this? Just recast the character. I'm not married to the actor who's playing Dante. Dante. I mean, so what? He could be another actor if this actor Dominic wants to do something else. You know, if budget is an issue, get rid of Drew and recast Dante. Because don't nobody like Drew, you know? So anyway, that's it, everybody. Um, the comments were great. I read Comment Corner before I started, you know, and it was really great comments. I love the way the back and forth is. You guys are really going back and forth with each other, and I love it. I do read the comments, so keep up the good work. You know, I wish I could narrate them because I do when I do comment corner, it's like we're talking together. I'm reading your comments, you know, hearing your thoughts, and then you're hearing my thoughts, you know. But I can't. So anyway, everybody, I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.